Hello, 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 beautiful people. As always, welcome back. The Art of Settlement. Don't Stay is an attorney firm. April 8, 2022. Via U.S. Mail. Dear Mr. Bay, enclose her a copy of the executed settlement agreement and the settlement check for the above captioned matter. Please contact me if you have any questions or concerns. Very truly yours. Cursive name, printed name. Enclosure. And it shows a list of where they do business internationally. But what is that enclosure? Here it is. People only seek for information or put effort into certain things for one of two main reasons. The first reason is the venture for pleasure, and the second is pain. In other words, people put effort into things based on one or two criteria: the gain for pleasure, or the search for pleasure, or the removal of some form of discomfort. What we've been going over mainly, either on YouTube or right here on Patreon, constitutes the removal of pain. Because if you don't know how to remove it, then once you acquire the pleasure either would not last, or you would not know how to truly measure it. So earlier videos, audio of a separate hearing of a settlement hearing, and what it sounds like and how simple it is, beyond all these things people think about, arbitration clause, all of that is some other statutory things. It's a whole nother thing. Well, here's another one. Once we get done with the different phases of clarifying the why and how of things like child support, asset protection, and certain types of discharge, which is the removal of the pain, we will now begin to slowly speak about how to actually use these court systems as one of the ways to make residual incomes. You realize at a certain point, unless you know how asset protection works, then it wholly defeats the purpose of you trying to sue someone. And in fact, I've come to realize that some of the reason why these things that's been done, the only reason why they've been successful is because of the implementation of asset protection methods and those subtleties of how it all adds up. That is the reason why we've been going over these subtleties of how it all adds up. See, finance is very important. And the thing is, finance is actually not that hard once you know what it is and how to obtain it. Financial education comes in many different forms, and it's a skill set. A skill set that once you obtain it, no one can take it away from you. This is a settlement check that only took 72 days to obtain. First time I tried it, it took about a year and a half. Second time, about 8 months. And then the time shortens to a point where you'll get to a point you unequivocally comprehend that this reality is full of nothing but ambiguity. It only becomes fixed when observed. Meaning, once you figure out the algorithm of how certain things work, which it exists, you can rinse and repeat it, because now it's a part of the skill set that you have. Sort of like how you teach a fast twitch muscle fiber in your body to be able to do certain things, or you intend to run long distance. or you intend to practice one thing or the other, where the conscious mind ceases to perform, but the ease of it naturally comes through with the subconscious mind, like how the heart beats and how the blood circulates. That's all preconscious function. It doesn't require your conscious mind to do that. It will become very much like Lego blocks that you just add together. You can rinse and repeat this. If you're doing this, let's just say 7 to 2 days is about 2.5 months. Let's just say 3 months, or 12 months in a year. If you do this every 3 months, meaning 4 times in a year, you're looking at 12K. And this is just one of the side residual incomes that you're making. And it doesn't require too much time to be invested. If you need to start her up on whatever one thing or the other, if you don't really know how debt works and how to use it, and you really convinced that you need some form of capital, this is one of the ways once you really get how to do it. Because once you get it, it becomes yours. And the algorithm is surprisingly, exceedingly simple. I'm not showing this to you to get you on a hype train. I'm showing this to you so that you can know that this thing that everyone runs away from, these courthouses, there's a very good reason why cops are very eager to write tickets. To open that account number, that court, because that's where money is made. All these people out here that wipe credit clean, when I see people posting stuff on the internet about wiping their credit, it makes me cringe. If you had 6 or 7 hard inquiries wiped from your credit report, and you're not making at least 15, 20K per hard inquiry, and then the credit bureau and the people who put it in there make at least 9K per party. And then you can do it for each occurrence. All I see when people say, oh, I have just removed my hard inquiry, I've just wiped it, and they post it as an accomplishment, which is good. All I see is money just sitting there waiting, because the fact that they wiped that is self-authenticating, and it's a self-confession that that thing was not supposed to be there in the first place. If only people knew that instead of merely wiping your hard inquiry so your credit score can go up by 30, 40 points, just so what, you can accumulate some debt that you really don't know how to use or leverage or discharge, why not take each of those hard inquiries and just turn it into cash? In my mind, that's what I see when I see all these people who wipe credits and stuff. It makes me wonder, in this world that we live in, why have people yet to figure these things out? I'm showing this to you to let you know that there are many ways to have a side hustle. There are many ways to make monies. This is a settlement check as of recent. 4/6/2022. There's no reason in today's world why a college student should be complaining about not having enough money. There's no reason why any college student should be working at IHOP, McDonald's, at a restaurant, waiting on tip and stuff like that. And then they have to work 2 jobs and then go to class and listen to some boring professor, all that crap. There's no reason why that should exist in reality, because methods like this exist and many more. You know how many people live in certain destitute areas that their parents have messed up their credit, or that they have bad credit? When people say they have bad credit, all I hear is, I have money. They don't, though. When I hear people talk about, oh, my credit is bad, all I hear is opportunity for people to become more financially stable. But how many people are willing to learn about these intricacies so they can actually apply it? You can learn the basics of Fair Credit Reporting Act and sue them and make some monies from it. You can take it to small claims or whatnot, but they will drag it on. If you want to quicken it, learn how asset protection works, and it will take you through that yellow brick road. And with every step you take, you can pick up that brick of gold, add it to your invincible basket that's bottomless and weightless. Just a little word of encouragement for you. There are solutions and positivities out here, but competence is the key. And lack of isolation of information is also the key. When you come in and you speak certain language on a pen and paper, the acting judge sees it and they get it. The full 30 minutes video is on the Patreon page. Thanks to everyone who watches on YouTube, and shout out to my patrons. Take care. Best of luck.